Hey, Shalom, Sister Kate here. You may have noticed, see if you can see those guys back there. You may have noticed that I haven't been shooting a lot of videos lately. It's because I've been really busy. We've had guests visiting, I've had to work on the garden, I've taken care of animals, etc., doing, Shofar Mountain business. And so I just haven't had any videos up, but today I'm taking the time out because the World Health Organization declared today that coronavirus is a pandemic. So what does that mean? It means they've looked at how it's been spreading, how it's been affecting people, mainly the numbers and how far it's gone, and that's how they decide it's a pandemic, that it's basically worldwide. So what does that mean to you and me? It means more than one thing. It means it's time for us to start really thinking seriously about the future and how that might affect our daily lives. For example, Harvard, Yale, Princeton, University of Ohio, several of the large international, and when I say international, I mean they have international students who come visit, and students from their school go to foreign countries and exchange programs and so on. They are not doing any more on-campus classes for the spring semester. They're sending everybody home, and they're going to do everything online. Google's parent company is doing the same thing. It's told its employees, do not come into work, we're going to do everything online. There are 16 countries that are closing down their education system. There are several countries who have closed their borders. Italy has shut down the entire country. It's all under quarantine. Ukraine has one case, and they're shutting down their whole country. It's getting like that. China has reported less new cases, but that doesn't mean the whole world will now recover. There are countries like Italy and South Korea where, the number of new cases is just leapfrogging. It's going from like 10 to 20 to 50 to 100 to 1,000. And speaking of that, the U.S. went from 256 cases about 4 days ago to last night, 1,000 cases, counting people who came off of the Princess cruises and people who were brought back by the State Department from China. So it's not super large in the United States right now, but in some other countries, it's getting bigger. If I remember, Germany and I want to say France had 1,200 cases, and they just had their first case like a week and a half ago. So countries are taking it seriously. States in the United States are declaring a state of emergency, even if they only have 2 or 3 cases, because it allows them to do other things legally, to take money to, pay for people who are going to help quarantine, help disinfect, etc., etc. And legally, the nation, the state, your county emergency health person has the right to say to you, you must quarantine yourself. So you need to be ready for that. You need to be ready if your work suddenly says, hey, we're not coming in anymore, and you need to be prepared to, work at home. You want to know that could happen to you and be ready for that. So what are some important things you need to have at home? Well, if you look online, everybody's buying hand sanitizer and toilet paper. But Pastor Joe makes good points in his video about you need water. What if the utilities shut down and the county water is not running? You need to have 2 weeks worth of water stored in your home. And the way you figure that is, excuse me, I'm sweating, about 1 gallon per person per day. So if you have a 4-person family, you need 48 gallons of water at home. Excuse me, let's see, I was figuring 4 people times 12 days. So that would be 48 gallons, 4 people, 12 days at home. So 14 days would be even more. You need to figure that out, and you need to get that taken care of right now while your tap still works. You need to start filling up, buckets, barrels, bins, bathtubs, whatever, in order to have that water for you should it happen. And it probably, who knows if it will or not. You need to make sure you have enough food, even if it's just ramen, something for you to have calories each day, and to have medicines to take care of yourself if you should become sick. medicines for fever like ibuprofen, Tylenol, aspirin, and medicines for the actual, if your nose is running, if you're coughing, cough drops, cough syrup, Mucinex, Sudafed, Benadryl, things that help you handle if you have a very runny nose. Vomiting and diarrhea are also some of the symptoms. For that you need, like Maalox and different diarrhea meds. I can't think of the pink one off the top of my head, but you guys know what I'm talking about. You need those multiple if you have a big family. You're going to be treating more than one person. Probably soap, clothes soap, dish soap, all of that also. And then you can worry about the little things like the toilet paper and the whatever. You're also going to want to be prepared if your county shuts down, if your state says nobody in or out. To live your life knowing you're not going to go to Walmart, you're not going to go to Dollar General, you're not going to go to Kohl's or wherever you shop. You may be able to order stuff by Amazon online. It may not get delivered. So you want to think now of the things you may need in the future, including your meds that you take every day, and get them squared away so that you are ready for should a shutdown happen in your area. Because that is the most effective way to stop an epidemic, is to stop it from spreading, which is to keep people away from other people. Let the sick people recover and let the well people not get it. And that's how you put a halt to it. We also don't know what's going to happen in the future with the Spanish flu. There was a season of mild flu, then there was a season of very voracious flu, and then another season after that, at least. So just going from spring to fall this year, we're going to have to keep our eye on what this thing is doing. All right, you guys, you know me, I'm not one to get really concerned, flabbergasted, flustered about things, but this thing has me concerned. So I advise that you don't hide your head in the sand. Understand what could be coming and be ready for it. All right, bless you. Shalom.